There's been a lot of talk in our leadership campaign or contest about the circular economy. There's also been a lot of talk about capitalism. And I'm interested in your thoughts, understanding that this is not something you could perhaps answer within the space of a minute. Please take your time as much as you'd like. What do you conceive a circular economy to be? And do you think it's possible to have a system that, an economic system that could reasonably describe as capitalist and circular at the same time?
Okay, well, yeah, I can say something about this. The circular economy refers primarily to the materials that the economy uses. There's a big difference between materials and energy. You can't actually recycle energy. You can use energy more efficiently, but every process that uses energy reduces the capacity of that energy to do further work. That's the second law of thermodynamics from a layperson's point of view. So energy, we use energy and it flows through the economic system, and we use a lot of fossil fuels, and there's opportunities, which we're all exploring, to substitute solar and solar-driven energy like wind for fossil fuels. But the energy will simply flow through. It won't be recycled. You can't use it over again. That's a perpetual motion machine, and you can't have it. Materials, it's different. You can actually recycle materials, and we're all used to this with our blue boxes, and some of it goes to the garbage, or not like the blue boxes, but some goes to garbage, some goes to the blue boxes, gets recycled. But even there, the material does get degraded. So you can't keep making fine paper out of fine paper, throw it away and make more fine paper. It gets downgraded into lower quality paper and so on. So when it comes to the circular economy, what that really refers to is we take materials in from the environment through mining, extraction, we process it, use it, we can use it again several times. And we can do that, we can do a much better job of that. And some people will include sharing in the circular economy, making goods more durable. All of these things will help reduce the extent to which we have to take in materials from the biosphere. So that's why when I say we need to limit what we bring in, it will help inspire those other activities. People are ingenious, and it'll be more worthwhile to do it. There's absolutely nothing in what I've said that in any way runs counter to capitalism. But it doesn't have to be capitalism. So there's no, let me give you an example if I can. We are used to living with a limited amount of land. Canada has a fixed amount of land. We've got lots of it, but it's a fixed amount of land. And in the urban centers, urban land is even more fixed. And it fetches a high price, and that price is used to kind of work out where it's going to be used and so on. What I'm saying is we should be fixing the amount of materials that we bring in. And that will work just like the fixed amount of land. It's not a capitalist economy, if that was the only change we were making, wouldn't have a problem with that at all. Some people would object. People who make a lot of money out of extracting more and more minerals from the ground won't like it. But that's a different matter altogether. It doesn't mean that capitalism as an economic system couldn't cope very nicely with that. So it's the same thing by limiting emission of greenhouse gases. That's not a threat to capitalism. It's a threat to some people's profits, but not to capitalism as a system.
And so do you think, sorry, I have to ask you one more follow-up question. Do you think that the circular economy, as you've conceived it, is the answer to the problem of unsustainability in and of itself? Or do you think we need more?
Well, I don't believe any economy can be 100% circular, even in materials, especially a growing economy. You see, you can only circulate materials that you've got in the economy. Well, if you're expanding the economy, you have to get more. So if we've got a problem of getting more, obviously circularity is not going to be the answer. And, you know, you're not going to get anywhere near 100% circular. You'd have to use prodigious amounts of energy to make that happen. See, that's another thing. When you use materials over and over again, you have to use energy to do that. So circular economy is a nice idea. And obviously it's attracted attention, but in reality, an economy can never be circular in a physical sense. But it's a nice aspirational goal, and we can make it more circular, and those are good things. And so I've come to the point in my own thinking where when a term like degrowth would be another one, how ugly a term that is in English. Nonetheless, it's attracted attention. Young people seem to gravitate, they like it because it's been described as a missile word or a bomb word. It's because it upsets people. That's why you use it. It makes them sit up and think. Well, there's a lot to be said for that, don't you think?
Yes, I do.
So circular economy doesn't have that power, but it's less confrontational. But it is inspirational because it makes people think, yeah, maybe we could use resources more carefully. That would be a good thing. So fine, let's work with that for the time being, but it isn't the answer.